Mrs. Mansco says that for the last 7 years, she's given her husband chance after chance to prove he's a faithful partner. Now she's giving him one last chance to pass the lie detector test. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Mansco v. Mansco.
Thank you so very much, Mrs. Mansco and Mr. Mansco. Glad to have you here in divorce court. I am looking at your case file, and according to my file, you've been together for 7 years, married for 2 years. Our plaintiff has 2 children from a previous relationship that the defendant has been helping to raise, and the defendant has no natural children. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Ms. Mansco, why are we here in court?
He's a liar, a cheater, and he has just checked out of this relationship. And if this lie detector test come back that he cheated, we're done. I have papers here for him to sign. I just can't do it no more.
So this is a marriage that's been together for 2 years, although you all have been together for 7, and you're ready to walk away if you don't get the answers that you think you deserve.
Yes, I'm done.
Mr. Mansco, you heard what your wife says. What do you say, sir?
Your Honor, I love my wife. You know, she's my best friend. You know.
I think some stuff about to come out here in this courtroom.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Somebody give me some tea. It feels like we're going to be pouring something. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, Ms. Mansco, why don't you take me back to how you all met?
Oh, that's a funny story. Okay. So, me and my kids went out for dinner one night, and we decided to go pick up KFC. He was working the drive-through window, and it was a long line. It was a long wait. We were stuck at his window for at least 15 minutes. My kids, they have a tendency of telling guys that I'm single. So they started yelling out the window, "She's single, are you single? She's single." I'm like, oh my God, I had to lock the windows. So finally, he's like, "Do you want my number?" And I was like, okay, why not? And from there it was history. We just started talking.
And you all have been
Together.
dating ever since?
We've been dating ever since.
Mr. Mansco, you thought that was cute, didn't you?
I did.
Mm-hmm. So it's falling in love. It sounds cute. Next thing I know, I have red flags on my notes. What's going on?
Yes. So he told me he had just moved down here, and he had moved in with his grandmother and his sister. One day I was at my son's soccer game, and I get a phone call.
Okay.
It's some lady on the phone telling me, "I know you and Richard are together." I'm like, okay.
You're not surprised because you and Richard are together.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Well, he's been living here with me. Like, I'm tired of his lies." I'm like, I'm confused. Who are you? Because he told me he was living with his grandmother and his sister. She's like, "What? His grandmother? So I'm his grandmother now?" She's like, "Yeah, you need to come pick up his stuff because I am not his grandmother. I've been having intercourse with him, and that is not his sister. That is my daughter." I said, "I picked up your daughter and him. We hung out."
Oh, no.
So now I'm confused.
That's a spin. I'm sorry.
The daughter was our age, so I'm telling you, it was an older lady.
How old was the other lady?
You ain't telling the full story.
So tell me what happened.
I get down here from St. Louis, you know, probably before me even meeting her, I already had a friend down here, which she was my friend. Of course, she was a little older than me.
What do you mean, of course she was a little older than you?
Why
is that, of course?
I like older women, so.
Oh,
you know,
okay, so you have to tell me that before.
Right.
Like all of a sudden, I know your business. Keep going.
I moved in with her. It wasn't supposed to be a long term. It was just supposed to be short term until I can find me somewhere to stay real quick.
But wait a minute, here's my question. When you moved in with the older woman,
mm-hmm.
Was it an intimate relationship?
Yes.
Okay. So you were living with a woman and she thought you were her man for all practical purposes?
No. No.
How could she not think you were her man?
No.
You sleeping with her?
That wasn't discussed at that time. I didn't come down here.
But you started sleeping with her?
I did.
So she thought you were her man.
No, I wouldn't say she thought that. You know, ain't nobody, it was just
Friends with benefits?
That's all.
Okay, fair.
Friends with benefits.
Okay, you just need to let me know what I'm dealing with in here. So when you meet Melissa...
I met Melissa prior at the drive-thru. She ordered number 2, extra crispy. So I do remember that, and it was a wait. As we exchanged numbers and all that, and she was like, where you stay? I told her I stay with my grandma. I did tell her I stay with my grandma. You know what I'm saying?
That's a straight lie.
Yeah, but the grandma came back in the picture.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. After she put him out, where did he go then?
He came to my house.
Okay, so ma'am, there should be a transition period from the time that he leaves one woman and rolls up at another woman's house.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I told him, well, you need to figure out what you're gonna do. And he came to me, he's like, with his little charming self, he's like, well, I'll just go to a shelter. It made me feel like, nah, he can't just go to a shelter.
Why not?
Cause I felt bad. I don't know.
But did you lie to him?
No.
But he lied to you.
Mm-hmm.
So until you resolved the lie, what made you say, I'm gonna bring this man into my home? Because that's a major red flag. Corey, am I wrong about that?
Big
It was.
That's like a billboard.
It's waving all over the place.
Right.
So what made you say that I'm gonna ignore that?
I don't know. I guess at where I was at that moment, I was lonely. I was like, you know what?
That's
I have 2
fair.
kids.
That's fair.
Fell for him. I noticed some changes in his behavior. I checked his phone. There was text going back and forth with them. They were still having sex.
We was not. No, we was not doing that.
What makes you think they were still being intimate?
The text messages, the way they were going back and forth, and I miss you. She don't do you like I do you, like.
So somehow you forgave him for that. But then you just said that grandma girlfriend came back.
Yeah. After a year, I noticed some changes in his behavior. So me being me, I checked his phone. And then I saw that there was text going back and forth with them. First it was her more of a, oh, you have mail here, come pick up your mail. But then it was more intimate. And so I went up to her and I'm like, what's going on?
Sir?
She was checking on me. She was making sure that my health was good and, making sure.
Yeah, but they were still having sex.
We was not. No, we was not doing that. No, we was not doing that.
Okay.
We was not doing that. Don't do that now. Don't do that. We was.
What makes you think they
not
were
doing
still
that.
being intimate?
The text messages, the way they were going back and forth, and I miss you. She don't do you like I do you. Like when are you coming back? Or I have your beer ready for you. Like,
Mr. Mansco, do you deny that the lady was texting you words like that?
She was just texting me, I hope everything is working well. I hope you're doing good, your health-wise. But she did say, I keep your beer cold, so anytime you need an ice cold one, just come on by.
I had him call her, and I talked to her. Now I'm calling you, and she's like, well, you did it to me, so now I'm gonna do it to you. You know about me. I didn't know about you. I felt some type of way.
Well, you can feel some type of way, but I'm gonna tell you, the real culprit in all this is not this lady. The real culprit is right here.
And he didn't even propose to me until the lady had passed away. And I felt like that was for him. That freed her from him, and he was able to leave that relationship alone.
So, Mr. Mansco, your backup plan passed away.
Boy, you cold.
And now I know why you dropped your head in the beginning. Because I'm telling you.
Cold, bro.
Is she saying anything wrong?
Yeah, of course, because that's definitely, why would I want to marry you after she passed away? That's foul. You did wrong.
So now your options are limited. And she's worried that you made her an option at that point. Am I correct?
You're correct. Yep.
I think it's a reasonable thing to ask you. Do you love me, or do you love the convenience of having me?
That part. And I never got a straight answer. I come up to him, I find text messages in his phone, and he just, oh, no, we're good. I'm not cheating, stop looking.
Yeah, because you always used to just all in my, bag up.
But Mr. Mansco,
God,
if you're in a marriage with somebody.
But it's to the point, Your Honor, I gave her access to my phone. She knew my code. She knew all this, so why you still trying to snoop?
Because you're cheating. Because you're doing
text messages that you're still sending people and people sending you.
And then, hold on, you didn't even tell Your Honor about the text message that you sent to yourself to your phone or did some weird stuff to the point where I thought another girl was texting me and it was you the whole time.
Yeah, because...
Yeah.
Okay.
So in other words, you were setting him up.
Yes, because...
I could figure that out.
Yeah.
I know, because Corey was confused as a mug. I was looking at Corey. He did not understand. I figured it out.
Yeah.
Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Mansco, did you have sexual contact with anyone while Mrs. Mansco was in Houston on her girls' trip?
That is correct.
And what was Mr. Mansco's answer?
His answer was...
She pretended to be another girl to trick you, to send you a message, to see if you would respond and fall into the trick. Am I right?
No, I was pretending to be the girl that he was claiming he wasn't going to go see.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, he just started going to my family member house every single day. So I'm asking you, why are you going over there? And I'm calling my family member. I don't even call his phone. I call my family member phone to talk to him. And they're telling me, oh, let me go find him. He's in the bathroom. If he's in your house with you, why you have to go look for him?
But this doesn't sound like Mr. Mansco likes you very much. It seems like he resents you.
He does, I don't know why. I've always been there for him since day one. The last straw was I took a Houston trip with my girls. I always check in. So I'm calling his phone, blowing up his phone, and he's not answering. Later on that night, he calls me. He's like, I'm home. I was just asleep in the garage. I'm like, no, you wasn't. So where were you? To this day, I still don't know where he was at.
Ms. Mansco, you want to get some answers to the questions. You petitioned the court for a polygraph examination, and Mr. Mansco agreed to do a polygraph examination. So I brought in an expert. Will you please ask the expert to join us?
Sure thing.
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr. Yarbrough. We have with us Mr. John Yarbrough, a certified polygraph examiner from Guardian Polygraph Services. Mr. Yarbrough has been an expert in this field for both public and private entities, and based on his extensive experience and credentials, I find him qualified as an expert in polygraph examinations to provide services for this court, as he has done on numerous occasions. Mr. Yarbrough, I asked you to put 3 questions to Mr. Mansco, and he agreed to do that. Am I correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Sir, question number 1, we asked Mr. Mansco, since being married to Mrs. Mansco, did you have any sexual contact with that girl who lived in her relative's complex?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Mansco's answer?
His answer was no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph results indicated he was being truthful to that question.
No deception indicated. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Mansco, did you have sexual contact with anyone while Mrs. Mansco was in Houston on her girls' trip?
That is correct.
And what was Mr. Mansco's answer?
His answer was yes.
So there was no reason to have test results?
Not for that question, Your Honor, no. He had a self-admission of yes, stated it was about a year prior.
And then the third question we asked Mr. Mansco, since being married to Mrs. Mansco, have you had sexual contact with anyone that Mrs. Mansco is not aware of?
That is correct.
And what was Mr. Mansco's answer?
His answer was no.
Interesting. What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph result indicated that there was deception to that question.
I expected that. Because you can't certainly answer question number 2 without question number 3 coming back, shall we say, nasty. Mr. Yarbrough, thank you so very much for your services today.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
We certainly do appreciate it. Mr. Mansco, is there anything that you'd like to say to your wife?
1 out of 3?
Yeah, that's
Really?
pretty good. You want to keep that? Yeah, that's pretty good. Lucky ain't get worse.
Do you know what your husband just said to you? Had I asked some other questions, they might have come back dirty too.
Very
I just
good.
don't have those other questions to ask. All right, I'm asking a question, sir. Do you love her, or do you just love the convenience of having her?
I just love the convenience of having her.
Really?
Like,
I asked you the question.
and I told you.
Yeah, I
the truth.
know. That's mean, but true. And sometimes you get an answer to a question that you might not have wanted to. So let me ask this seriously. Were you just being mean or were you being truthful?
Truthful.
And I think that's fair. So are you in a situation that you now want to extricate yourself from, that this is not the relationship that you want over the long term?
No,
What would you like to happen?
I'm fine with being content by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you had this conversation with Melissa?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
So this is not a surprise to her?
No, I told her that before.
He tells me one thing and shows me different. He can never give me a straight answer. This is the
He
first
just gave
time.
you a straight answer.
Today. It took us coming here for me to actually get that answer.
Ma'am, you brought divorce papers to court. May I see them? Corey, will you retrieve them?
Sure thing.
Thank you very much. This is a divorce agreement, but curious enough, it does not have any signatures because you didn't sign it. Am I correct?
No. But I'm ready to sign them. I'm done.
I am actually going to write down your name right here and Mansco with one N. Okay?
Special last name too.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You could keep it.
I'm fine with keeping my last name.
You could.
Ready when you are.
I'm fine with keeping mine too.
Make sure you sign underneath petitioner. Yes, indeed. Now, will you show?
You've been served. Sign right there.
Return the papers to the plaintiff, please.
All righty. Ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Mansco, this isn't a game. Those little kids picked you out. From what I understand, you have been a good stepfather to those kids, but you've been a poor partner. And I'm gonna tell you something that a lot of women won't tell you. You've been a sorry man. And I read in my court papers that you were interested in having some biological children on your own. You don't want to have a little daughter because you don't want to be the example of what she should pick in a man. And you don't want to have a son because you don't want to be the example of what he should be in a man. You might want to check yourself, my brother, because otherwise you're going to end up alone. And it won't be no grandma girlfriend to save you. This case is over.
Really? Like, you waited for us to get here for you to tell me all this? Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
you really did me like that. Like,
Yeah. Look how you did me though.
you made me feel
Look how you
like
did me
nothing.
though. Look how you spent the whole twists and the turns though.
I ain't twist anything.
Yeah,
You
did.
turned
Yes, you
everything.
did. You know what you did.
Made in Georgia.